Hello viewers, and I hope you're sitting comfortably because this is a bit of a long run-up. Now it's getting on for a quarter of a century ago, I wrote an article for a car magazine in which I said the car is doomed because in the future we would move everything, people and goods, around in the sky because that is where the space is. And I wrote of sustaining whatever we came up with by means as yet unknown to us, and that things would be guided by electronic highways in the sky. Now back then, things like sat-nav were in their infancy. It's now in your pocket, of course, and we didn't have drones. Moving forward to today, we have sat-nav and we do have drones. And this brings me to this, because this is the D1, the demo one, made by Flyer AI. And full transparency, the man who founded this company and who runs it is a mate of mine, and unusually he's not a software engineer. Unusual for a drone company. He is a flyer, a former Harrier pilot and test pilot. Now this drone is designed to deliver packages of up to 5 kilograms, and the clever thing about it is it's part conventional drone, like the sort that we use for filming, these little things, and that it has vertical takeoff and landing through rotors. Here, 4 of them on the booms, another 2 on the ends of the wings, but it has wings and it has a regular tractor propeller, so it lifts off vertically and then it transitions into an actual aeroplane. And once it's going in forward flight, these blades feather to this position like this to reduce drag, which saves a bit of energy. Here's another clever bit. The rotors allow the whole thing to be steered like the little drone when it's in the hover or going very slowly. Differential thrust can move it around and move it along very slowly. But once it's up to speed and flying as an aeroplane, it relies on these 2 control surfaces, which the makers are calling ruddervons, because they're a combination of rudders, which allow for yaw, ailerons, which control roll, and elevators, which control pitch. Because they're at an angle, they can do all those things. Keeps it nice and simple. The whole thing is made out of off-the-shelf carbon fiber tubes, off-the-shelf motors, and some 3D printed plastic. Whatever is being delivered goes inside a little bespoke box, which is carried inside what we can call the fuselage here, and is winched up and down on a little line with a hook on the bottom. And I think it should be given a face. It's really very, very clever, and I think it needs testing. So that made me think, how about what I believe will be the world's first drone delivery of fish and chips from my pub to me here in my field? Is that possible? Well, let's find out. Chris, hello. Yes, fine, you? Okay, I'd like fish and chips, but I'm not coming to the pub. So if you just make regular fish and chips, but put it in a box, and then in about 4 minutes time, if you take them outside, or Johnny takes them outside, it will all be clear. Outside the front door, yeah. No, you'll see. No, it's not a scooter, no. Just trust me. Okay, yes, I'll see you later. Bye, bye. I never thought I'd eat something from my pub here in this field, which is less than a mile away. And the flight time from the pub to here is less than a minute. So here we go. This is a bit surreal. Now, we don't do takeaways at the pub. We did try it very briefly in COVID, but it didn't really work. And we don't do deliveries. In fact, you don't really get deliveries around here. If I look at my delivery app, well, there's no signal. So there you go. How do I feel about it? Well, I don't think it's going to ruin the pub, even if we started doing regular drone deliveries, because it still means people are buying the food. And I think the experience of going to a pub is very different from, say, sitting at home or sitting in a field. So I don't think it's a threat. If you are a delivery van driver or one of those scallies who goes around on an illegal electric bicycle delivering pizzas and the like, yeah, maybe it's a challenge. What happens in the future when the sky is full of drones delivering things managed by AI? It's put a lot of people out of work, I suppose, but new developments always do. The printing press did, put monks out of work. Desktop publishing, that put typesetters and printers out of work. I don't know, maybe in the future there are simply no jobs and everything will be free. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We can concentrate on being creative, artistic, and human instead of working. Here it comes! Look at this! See ya. Oh, it's in a James gin box. James droning on, it says. Oh, it really is wrapped in newspaper. Look at that. It's still hot. Oh, wow! Royal Oak fish and chips is absolutely banging. Look at that. So some people, I mean most famously Elon Musk of course, are talking about human beings setting off into space and colonising Mars. Which is more important, that or that fish and chips can be delivered by drone? I think I know. Do you know what I could do with a gin and tonic to go with this?
Hello, Chris.
I actually thought about getting one of those little drones for myself, just to play with, really, but then I realised it would give me a sort of mild PTSD, because the problem with drones in television is that the people who operate them and directors are so excited about them that everything has to have a drone shot. So for years I've been doing those pointless walking on TV shots where they say, oh, we can just get a walking shot of you coming from over there and going through the door. Don't know why you need to see that. But now we do that, and then they say, let's get that again on the drone. And in television, everything is seen from a drone, and it's an unnatural view of the world. When you're walking around the countryside, say, on a nice day out, you don't suddenly hover 300 feet off the ground and look at it all, do you? You don't look at your car from above and go, oh, that's great. A little bit of it is fine, but everything is a drone, everything. Soon newsreaders will be on the drone. In the days before the drones, so in my early days doing car TV, if we wanted one of those aerial shots, we had to hire a helicopter, and helicopters are expensive and quite difficult to manage, so it didn't happen very often. And when it did, it was very exciting, because a helicopter would arrive and the camera crew would get on it, and then you'd have to drive along under a helicopter, or you'd have to drive down a road while a helicopter went across. That was sort of good.
This is a gin delivery, but it could be something else vital, like an emergency drug or a carburettor jet for a Honda C90.
I love the way the tractor prop fires up and it transitions. That's very cool. Oh, my favourite. James Gin Asian Parsnip. JG01. Fantastic. I'm fairly confident I'm right in saying that is the first bottle of gin, any gin, delivered anywhere by drone. So screenshot this and remember it, and you can tell your grandchildren, I saw it when it happened.
Post reactions?
Support your local pub. Mwah. Thank you for watching. See you next time. You on a bit? On then.
That's fish.
Oh.